So additional Georgia players are down the concourse to my right, to your left, just past the Georgia locker room on your left. There you go. You guys are just now joined by Coach Kirby Smart and Dalen Everett. Gunnar Stockton. We'll start with an opening statement by Coach Smart, and then we'll take questions for the players. Coach?
Yeah, I'll start with thanking the SEC and the leadership in this conference. They do an incredible job with this event. It's so well run. Both fan bases passionate. I mean, it's one of the greatest championship games you can play in for a great conference. So I have respect for that. Our administration, Josh Brooks, Jerry Moorhead, do an incredible job supporting these players and helping them out. And then all the credit goes to the players who have had a very long, tough, hard season, and the kids in our program buy into hard, and I appreciate their toughness and the way they do things, and that pays off in the long run. And to win back-to-back SEC championships, it's I know every kid in this footprint's dream, and an honor to be at Georgia and be able to be the head coach here and win games like this.
Thank you, Coach Smart. We'll now take questions for the players. If you have a question for either player, raise your hand, give your name and affiliation. We'll get a microphone to you. We'll start right up here in the front row. David.
David Pascal with Chattanooga. Gunner, can you just talk about the tone that Cole Spear set with that block punt?
Oh, yeah. He's one of my best friends. He's one of my roommates. And just seeing all the hard work he's put into this program and just seeing it pay off, it was definitely special.
Okay, we'll stay down here to our right, front row.
Dalen, just how big was Ja'Cory Thomas today and what you guys were able to do in the secondary, led you guys in tackles and had a sack?
Man, Ja'Cory went out there and just did his thing. I was proud of him. You saw what he did on that sack. They just turned everybody up, everybody on the field and on the sideline. So we're just proud about how he played.
Okay, we have one here on the second row. Anthony, microphone to you. There you go.
Anthony Dasher, UJ Sports. Gunner, I know the journey obviously is not over yet for you guys, but when you look at this team, what has stood out to you the most about this group?
Yeah, I think just the fact that we'll never quit. I think we've shown that in every game, and I think that's one of the best parts about our team is we never quit.
We have another one here on the front row.
Yeah, this one's for Dalen. You guys were super physical defensively tonight, and Kirby's talked all week about how much the SEC championship game matters to this program. Did winning this game in particular, regardless of it's Alabama, do you think that made a difference in the way you guys played today?
I wouldn't say that. Just, we try to go out at every game and play Georgia football. And, this was just the game on the big stage, and I feel like we executed and did everything the right way.
And we're taking questions for players. We'll go back here to the right, in front row.
Olivia Sayer, Dogs 24/7. Dalen, what do you attribute the fast defensive start to this time?
Say that one more time.
The fast defensive start, what do you attribute that to?
She's saying we didn't give up a touchdown this time like we did every other game.
Oh, yeah. A fast start, that's always great. It's always great to start a game off with a 3 and out, get the offense on the field as early as possible. So we went out and did that. I feel like that kind of set the tone for the game.
Okay, we'll go back down here to Anthony.
Gunner, I know he has been bothering Coach Smart all week long about the center spot. Malachi today looked like he had a pretty flawless game, just about the job that he did. And how was he during the week leading up to this contest?
Yeah, he was awesome. Malachi's a fighter. He, attack practice the way that Drew is a good role model for him. And he did a great job. Heck, we even took snaps in the walkthrough in our suits. I took my jacket off, and he did too. So, we were always preparing and doing everything, and he did a great job.
Back over here with Anthony.
Dalen, you guys held Alabama to -3 yards. How much did y'all talk about eliminating that aspect of their game, and how much, as it turned out, did that help the rest of the defense on this day?
I think that helped a lot. We just try to make them one-dimensional. And that's one thing we emphasized coming into this season is we got to do better stopping the run on defense. So.
Okay, we'll go back down here to the front row.
Yeah, Connor Riley, Dog Nation. Gunner, Zachariah, last touchdown, had a big punt return. His first SEC championship game. What has he meant to this team this year in terms of what you guys were able to do offensively?
Yeah, Zach, everybody knows he's a great player, but he's an even better teammate, and just the way he always gets his touches in, just always congratulating people. That's probably one of the best things he does besides being a great football player.
Okay, we'll go back over here on the right-hand side.
For both the players, Sarah Tidwell from the Banner Herald. Dalen, you were the MVP last year of the SEC Championship. How cool is it to see Gunner win it this year? And Gunner, how does it feel to win it this year?
That's a great feeling for him, just to see him get that. Just proud of him for everything he's done for us this year. Probably one of the toughest kids on the team, toughest kid I know. Take all the hits all game. He just popped right back up like nothing happened. So I'm proud of him, most definitely.
Here he goes straight in front of me in the back of the rim.
Yeah, Brooks Austin on that side. It's for Dalen. It looked like Rayshon Dickens' first career start at Star this week. Talk about his performance and what it means to step in like that in a game like this.
He had the opportunity to step up. And I feel like he handled that the right way. You know, just didn't really go out there and make it bigger than what it was. He just went out there and played ball. So I'm proud of him for how he stepped up.
Okay, we'll go back over on our right-hand side.
Gunner, Nate had a few yards after contact today. What does his physicality do for this offense?
Yeah, he definitely runs the ball hard, and he's trying to get every inch for the team, and he puts his body on the line, and that's who Nate is. He'll do anything for the G.
Okay, we have time for a couple more. We'll go front row.
Gunner, you and other players spoke earlier in the week that you were very familiar with the Georgia-Alabama history, and you said something along the lines of it is what it is, but how tired were you hearing about it, and what does that part of it mean tonight?
Yeah, I think that's just part of the history of just two great teams going at it, and I'm glad we kept it the same thing, just approached this week like it was a big game, and didn't make it bigger than it was, and just took advantage of it.
Okay, at this point, we'll release Dalen and Gunner. Thank you. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
We'll now continue with questions for Coach Smart. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll start over here on the right-hand side.
Joe Menzer, SEC Network. Kirby, could you just talk about what a huge momentum change the block punt was, and then talk a little bit, too, about kind of how special the journey is that the kid who blocked it it was.
Just unbelievable kid. I mean, he sacrificed so much for this program. I mean, it gets me emotional thinking about it because, you know, we had a team meeting on Friday, and we spoke to the team, and I spoke to the team, and Drew Brannon picked 5 players, and it was a very moving talk. And he had coaches come down and talk about the 5 seniors. He had Micah Morris. Well, actually, he had Dalen Everett talked about by his coach. So Dante came and talked about him. Dylan Bell and Cole Spear, Coach Coley came down and talked about him. And then Oscar Delp was actually the 4th, so it was 4 players. And he put on the screen how many days they had been at Georgia. And he put on the screen how many days potentially they had left. And it was like they have 1%. I mean, I think they had been there 1,200 days at Georgia because they're all 4th and 5th year players. And basically, Coach Coley talked about Cole Spear's sacrifices. He got to be a really competitive receiver in the spring. He was playing really good, and then he got an injury in the spring game. And it set him back. And he never flinched. He never complains. He just does what he's asked to do. He's extremely fast and physical. And think about those players that Drew talked about and had their coaches come talk about. Dylan Bell scores touchdown tonight, huge in the game. Dalen Everett gets interception, huge in the game. And then Cole Spear blocks the punt. And Oscar played well also. And, you know, before he finished, he said, you know, stand up if you've beaten Alabama in a game. I mean, none of them stood up. And so it was a very moving piece. And Micah and Cash were there for the national championship game, but they didn't play. So I thought it hit right in between the eyes of doing it for the seniors. And so many of them have been through heartbreaking losses that they wanted to do it. And Kirk Benedict had a great rush plan and came after the punt and got a huge block there.
We'll go back over here to the right, front row.
Yeah, Connor Riley, Dog Nation. Kirby, the level of physicality and aggression that your defense played with tonight, how proud are you of them as a coach to see that, and how big of a difference do you think that made tonight?
Oh, it was a huge difference. It was it was a domination on that side of the ball, and a lot of it came with a chip on their shoulder from the last one, and it came on a chip on their shoulder from improving. We told them after that game that there wasn't a lack of execution in that game at home. They outplayed us, they out-executed us, they probably out-coached us. And we weren't going to let that happen again in terms of the way we played with physicality. They're getting better. Young kids are growing up. You know, there's a lot of naysayers out there for Schumann and his staff, and they never flinched. They kept getting better, kept growing the players, and they played really well tonight.
Okay, we'll go straight in front of me towards the back.
Yeah, Coach Brooks Austin on SI. Same question I asked Dalen. Just talk about Rayshon Deacon stepping in at star today and how big of a task that is and how much of a challenge it is against that offense.
Yeah, a lot of motion, a lot of adjustments, but I'll be honest with you, Dink's been practicing really well. If you go back, we got him a series against Charlotte, and we considered getting him series against Georgia Tech, and Jonell was playing. Jonell's dealing with a little a wrist, but he practiced all week. Jonell practiced and was good to go, and we were like, look, if Jonell's gonna have this club on, maybe we should just give Dink a series or two, and Dink went one series, another series. Things were going our way. He's a good football player. He's got some safety characteristics from his high school. He reminds me a little bit of Bullard, and he's got the potential to be able to move to safety and play. He's got a really good skill set, and he is the greatest kid. And I'm so hard on him at practice at times. He gets quiet, and I appreciate the way he takes hard coaching because it has not affected him, and it paid off tonight.
Okay, we'll go over here in the second row to our right.
Hey, Jordan Hill with Dogs 24/7. Kirby, the talk all week was about Malachi. What did you see from him during the week in prep for this, and just based on what you were able to see tonight, how do you feel like he held up?
The biggest thing is get the snap there, right? That's 50% of the battle. Just get the snap there and get it accurate, and that was my concern. I knew he would play well, play hard, play physical. He did that, but I think the way we practice and what he went through last year prepared him for this year. He was prepared for this game because of everything he's been through. That kid, he had an injury, an ankle injury. Then he had he was out for another like 2-3 weeks with an injury. So, I mean, the kid's been through it. And he stepped up tonight, played well in Drew's absence, and I'm proud for him.
We'll go straight in front of me, front row.
Jeremy Johnson, Dogs HQ. Coach, how has this team been able to survive and thrive, when guys have gone down, guys are, these young guys stepping up? What's kind of helped you guys, continue to be able to keep the buck moving?
Toughness, strength program. Look, guys, both those teams tonight were beat up. I mean, you guys need to do a deep dive and deep study, and I'm going to jump on a soapbox now because I'm going to take your question and run with it, but I want to give you a hypothetical. Okay, that was the 9th game of our SEC schedule, right? So now just imagine that was the 9th game of the season for everybody in the SEC, and everybody played another SEC game. Now, I'm not saying it was on this week. I'm saying it was on a previous week. So that's 8 more losses, right? 16 teams. It's 8 more losses in our league. So 1 team, 2 teams. Let's say this last weekend it was Oklahoma and Ole Miss or whoever hadn't played yet. They played and they got losses, and then they're going to go to the SEC championship and play another game. Those 2 teams were beat up tonight, and that was the 9th game of the year. And we're looking at next year having another game. I mean, the coaches in our league are concerned about it, very concerned about it, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't speak my piece and say that it's concerning. Because if that game affects Alabama, I don't know if it will or not. I have no say-so in it. I've sat in those shoes many times where that game cost you an opportunity. But hypothetically, every team just played another game in their 9th game. So there's 8 more losses. Who just dropped out? All right, and then there's another game, SEC championship. It's tough. It was physical out there tonight, and they were wounded. We were wounded. I got a lot of respect. Noah Thomas tried to go. He had back spasms. He wasn't able to really go. We were without multiple guys. Zion, I mean, you're just beat up.
Okay, we'll go down here in front. David.
Kirby, back to Cole Speer. I mean, in this era of people leaving quickly when they're not getting playing time, how rare are Cole Spears going to be? And as a follow, just how much did you enjoy seeing him produce that moment? Because some guys go through 4 years and never get to experience something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I almost teared up in the locker room afterwards when we called him up to the top because that's going to be gone, guys. That's going to be gone. I mean, Cole, we recruited Cole, and Cole's on scholarship. It's a little different than your Dan Jacksons and your Cash Jones, but those stories, and, we're going to 105 now, which I support, and I'm glad we're going to 105, but everybody will chase 105 4 and 5 stars, okay? And the stories of that kid, I mean, you got to be a bold coach to say, I'm going to go take this kid who loves the University of Georgia and will do anything and make sacrifices. London Humphreys, he had one of the best blocks I've ever seen tonight on a touchdown run. And he sacrifices every week for our team by blocking. And he might get a catch, he might get 2. But, man, he doesn't care. He does it for his team. And that's why I coach. And that's why you look at guys at Kansas State, you look at guys walking away from it because that's lost in our game as we move further and further away from it. And those kids, there's so many role. I mean, Cash Jones has played so well for us this year. Cole Speer, those guys are incredible role players for us.
Hey, Coach, we'll go over here to our left-hand side.
Coach, coming into Joey Lamar from WSAB in Savannah. Coach, coming into this week, everyone's talking about the third down conversions last game for Alabama. They were 13 of 19. Today, they only were 3 of 14 and 1 of 3 on fourth down. How do you explain that difference?
I explain it by a great game plan by Coach Schumann. He studies a lot of tape. He puts things together. He has confidence in his plan. They got the defensive staff got those guys to believe and play hard. They had a little chip on their shoulder. They wanted another shot, and we executed better and affected the quarterback more. He played almost out of his mind the last time we played him, and a lot of the calls were the same. Calls wasn't different. The execution was a little better, and the rush was a little better.
Okay, we're going to go over to the second row, middle.
Terrence Moore, Forbes.com. You've been talking all year about how you've got a lot of youth on your team here. Have they matured beyond what you expected at this point, or about at the level that you would expect right now?
Yeah, probably about the level we expect. I mean, we wanted to speed it up early because we got some talented young guys coming along. We've really had these injuries at receiver have really set us back, and we've been forced into playing the young guys. And getting Talon back was huge. CJ's growing up. Landon Rolden's going to be a good player. Thomas Blackshear's going to be a good player. Tyler Williams. So we got this core group of young receivers I'm really excited about. And then Dink, and Dom. I mean, we got these young O linemen, Elijah Griffin. I mean, so. We got freshmen that I now think of as sophomores because they came in the spring. So they've literally been here a full year, but it feels like they're sophomores.
Coach, appreciate it, and thanks for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.